nuts.
sick. Everybody I know is sick.
Oh. Hello and welcome to the English Show, episode 13. My name is Stephanie from Beltran, Brito, and to my right is my
13 or 14?
I think it's 13.
14.
Episode 14. I get banned. I'm so sorry. It's episode 14. Sorry, I'm not keeping up. And this is the one who always keeps me on top of it. Yo, Brito.
Thank you. How's everything?
It's cold here.
It is cold.
It's very cold.
I know somebody sees us from the outside.
Wow.
If you're from, I don't know, North Florida or above, you're like, please.
It was 50 degrees this morning.
No, it's 39 this weekend.
Yeah.
Even lower. Yeah. It
It's very
like
cold.
20s. For us, it's cold.
We've run out
Yeah.
of cold clothing.
For
Let
us,
me be clear.
literally, for us, it's cold. For us to have to put the heater on is weird. Like that's
The smell that came out of it, I was very just like, what is that supposed to be it? Is that supposed to be like that?
That's how you know it's working.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So let's talk a little immigration news.
Let's do it.
For our Venezuelan clients, U.S. Consulate Caracas, looks like the envoy is there, working, apparently starting to open up everything. Not available for services yet, as far as I understand. However, let's just say that consulate is going to be running at some point sooner than later, hopefully in the next couple of months.
We very much expect it. What's odd is when you go to the U.S. Embassy Venezuela's homepage right now, it still says a security alert of level 4, do not travel, which is so funny because you see it.
Yep.
So it's like they're saying you cannot travel, but they're reopening diplomatic relations. So they're just going back and forth. I do expect that they will take off or remove the pause on adjudication of petitions by Venezuelan nationals. I do expect that within the next 60 to 90 days. I do expect them to remove these things like these security alerts, but it's going to be coming. We got to watch
slow.
it and see. It's
Yeah,
slow.
I know it's tough because your case is suspended. It's on pause. I know, I understand. And really everything. I mean, employment authorizations, F1s. I mean, any type of case with USCIS is pending final adjudication, meaning your final result of that case, good or bad or whatever, until this ban is suspended and they lift the ban. We're going to continue to see it. How long is that going to be? I think there's very strong indications that it'll probably be, I would say after May, very likely, because that's,
I think 60 to 90 days is my opinion.
It's the 6-month mark from when they started it.
Excellent
technically.
point also.
So that's what I was thinking would be a likely time. Like they could say, okay, we've revisited the situation. There's also been significant changes between diplomatic relationships with the country, and we're going to start issuing visas abroad, etc. And then I feel we're going to see that ban being lifted.
Right.
So let's see.
Let's talk also about H-1B because the H-1B dates came out, which is phenomenal. Now, the H-1B dates this year are far less than they have been in previous years, which is very interesting. You have from March 4th to March 19th to be subject to basically enter yourself in the lottery. Remember, when you're entering yourself into the lottery, it's not only as a beneficiary, it is the petitioner or the petitioning company that is entering you into the lottery. So you can have more than one lottery application with multiple companies, and one company can have multiple lottery applications for multiple candidates, okay? Between March 4th and March 19th is when you're entering the H-1B lottery, and then they're going to advise if you were selected in the H-1B lottery by April 1st. They are expecting far less applicants because they've had all this, information that has been, dissuading individuals from applying for the H-1B. Individuals who are doing it via the consulate are subject to that $100,000 fee, which is absolutely absurd. But that means there will be less applicants. So if you have that opportunity for an employer to submit a petition for you, absolutely do it. Not expensive to enter the lottery. I think this year is like $215.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be the best year
absolutely
over the last decade.
Chances.
Best chance over the last decade. remember, they're also going to take into consideration different salary wage levels. There's going to, by the way, we have no idea how that's going to work. They have not announced that yet. Or did they announce it?
So I was just sending it. I was just sending it to
we
you.
Just, we just got it. So
literally breaking news, news. I'm going to read it directly because we really haven't even read this yet. Okay.
Do it.
The new H-1B selection process will prioritize higher skilled and higher paid aliens. That being said, if immigration, receives enough registrations for unique beneficiaries during the initial registration period, don't know why they use the word unique, we will conduct a weighted selection. If we do not receive sufficient registrations for enough unique beneficiaries, we will select all registrations. Isn't that weird? When are they going to define the word unique?
So 65,000 is going to be our limit, basically. And we're not going to go into the tiered system until we fulfill more than 65,000.
Correct. But then also, what does the word unique mean?
Who knows?
Unique is not in the INA. Let me be very clear. I've read the INA back and forth. The word unique is not in there.
It's kind of like I feel like it's when Trump uses the word beautiful a little too much. He's like,
what?
It's a beautiful new H-1B policy. It's going to be unique. It's going to be unique and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be an incredible H-1B policy. Yeah, I don't know. Good catch. Yeah, unique. Who knows?
If we receive registrations from unique beneficiaries,
maybe
we will conduct a weighted selection.
Unique okay, so here we go. Not multiple applicants. Unique in the sense,
just one.
Unique in the sense that maybe it's just that individual, excuse me, hold on. But at the end of the day, so didn't we read something though that they weren't, was there going to be an issue now with people having multiple companies petition for them?
No, I don't think that ended up being an issue. I think it was like something they were talking about, but it didn't end up passing.
That's the only thing I see that the word unique, that could be.
Man, hold on. You keep talking. Let me go figure that out.
Okay. So, the reality is if you have a potential employer willing to sponsor you. A lot of people are going through different immigration processes. They're like, Gil, should I do the H-1B lottery? Yes. I have this type of case pending. I have an adjustment of status pending, but my work authorization is not approved yet. Should I do the H-1B registration? Yes, you should. A couple important things. Go ahead, Steph.
This is very interesting. Under the new policy, it looks like since the same person will have the same passport, obviously, they can only be entered in the lottery once, but it'll almost be like lottery with company A, B, C, D, E. So then they'll choose you in the lottery.
So that's a unique.
And then you choose which company.
But how about if you have 10 companies petitioning you? You're only one against the 65,000, or you're 10 against the 65,000?
Apparently you're one. And then when you're selected, you will be able to select your company?
That's weird.
Huh. They haven't given enough information on this yet. Remember, this is coming out just this week.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll play it by ear. Hey, guess what? All of that is good news. Because everything you said there for me is good news. Because if it's a unique individual, then the multiple applicants thing is not going to be a problem for the cap numbers.
Yeah.
So that's very good news to people. Now.
So bizarre. We really have to go deep dive into this. Let's see. Well, next week we'll have some more information because it's all sort of ongoing, especially right before the lottery is when they start releasing all of the specifics and all of the information. And we are expecting a lot of changes with the H-1B program this year. But definitely the point is, if you have a company that's willing to petition you, absolutely consider the H-1B because it is a wonderful option. And this year you're going to have high chances.
That's it.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Bring up the energy.
Yeah, it's the afternoon show.
And the English show. The English show is so tough. We want to do this in Spanish, but we have to do it in English. Anyway, we're here for you. So as you guys know, for those of us that have been with the show before, we answer our questions live. Immigration, it is free information, so answer all your questions. In the meantime, today we're also going to be talking about PERM Labor Certification petitions as a side. So tell me, Gil, what do we want to start with, questions or the PERM?
Questions.
Let's start with questions. You want to go with that first one?
Sure. Hello, Troppies. While a pending change of status can apply to H-1B, and if selected, do I have to complete process through embassy abroad? Will I have to pay the 100K in that case? Wow, great question. I don't know about the 100K in that case. So he's basically saying, what happens if my change of status is not approved? Files a change of status. The case is then consular. Am I obligated to pay the 100,000? Well, the case is consular, so I think it does make sense that you would be obligated to pay the 100,000. I would do everything in my power to make sure that change of status is approved. because the reality is most employers will not do that. I would say
They're not going to.
like they're just not gonna. They're not going to pay the $100K. I think it's very unreasonable, that filing fee. Even if it was like 10,000, it would still be unreasonable, but potentially doable. Okay, for some employers. In this, it just depends the type of talent that they wish to retain at their companies. But no, unfortunately, if the COS is not approved. So, by the way, just so you know, this has happened to me where I use the COS pending as a status bridge to another non-immigrant visa. They have approved my non-immigrant visa change of status, and they have denied my bridge, stating we approved the other one, so we're just denying this one. We're not denying it for any other reason. It's without prejudice to denial. We're just letting you know the only reason we're denying that is because you don't need that bridge. We approved the status. That was during a different time. Okay. So I'm really not too keen on that type of strategy right now. But if you're in a situation where you want to go for it anyways, yeah, I mean, you could try it. Unfortunately, imagine your luck that you get into the lottery. They approve your H-1B. You paid all this money to do it. Or the company paid all this money to do it. And then they approve the case consular because your COS was not approved. Yeah, it's a problem. Sorry.
Wow, you are really positive today. Alrighty, let's see. He or she also asked, can the employer submit H-1B application without the attorney? Yeah, sure. You can certainly submit the application without the attorney. My recommendation would be, if you're going to take that route and you're selected in the lottery, utilize an attorney in order to file the petition. Because while entering the lottery is relatively self-explanatory, that petition of the H-1B itself is not. It requires an LCA, it requires Department of Labor, it requires certain documents that you really need to do very meticulously in order to get that petition approved.
Got some Facebook questions or Instagram questions.
Go for
it. LGPO, Ligpo. O-1 pending since September. TPS 23. Can I have a driver's license in Texas? Probably not. I would say it's unlikely you're going to have a driver's license in Texas.
You are so negative right now.
It's not going to happen, bro. Sorry.
Be nice. Be nice to people.
It's just not going to happen. Your TPS 23, technically your last day was April 7th, 2023. You filed in O-1 in September. You have a gap of legal status of multiple months. I'm not even sure how you're able to file that change of status. I don't know if the O-1 is pending to be done consular, but no, that's a problem. I would look into that. If that's what is happening, unless we know something else. Maybe he was extended, do you think?
Yeah, O-1 pending since September. What happened from April to September, my dear? No, I'm being the negative one.
Hey.
I'm so sorry. But from April to September, you didn't have status. So they certainly will not give you a driver's license in that situation because you had a gap in status, right? Maybe you were relying on the judge, which, by the way, we didn't really talk about. There was some news regarding TPS Haiti where a judge sort of did a smackdown on Secretary Noem. So let's see what happens with that. It's probably going to be the same thing as Venezuelans. Haitians, I caution you, look at the Venezuelan example. Yes, the judges were on the side of the individuals, but these judges were district and appellate level judges. They were not the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court already weighed in on TPS Venezuela and said that the administration was permitted to do so. So Haitians, I encourage you truly to exercise caution. It finishes today, I think. And you may want to consider leaving the country in order to file some sort of petition, and we can do that relatively quickly. I don't want you to be fearful. We can really do a petition from abroad and bring you back very soon. Let's say you're actually in perfect time, because imagine them. They're H-1B, $100,000. I was already like making a game plan for them. Alrighty, let's see. I have a question from Donielis. Buenas tardes, están aprobando los permisos de trabajo para venezolanos categoría C9. Okay, so C9, which is based on adjustment of status for Venezuelans, we are seeing, I can't even remember if I've seen one yet. I have not seen one since they implemented the pause. Those are correct. That is one that is paused. Remember, the pause is not necessarily that they will not adjudicate at all, but they're saying they will purposely take longer to adjudicate for national security concerns. I have yet to see one. Have you?
I have not.
Actually, no, I did have one.
I don't think so.
I have one.
I think if they issued it, it probably was a mistake.
It was a spouse of an EB1, and she was Venezuelan, and I got it.
It's probably a mistake.
I mean, technically, it's not a mistake because the pause doesn't say no adjudication. It says we're taking a while for adjudication.
Really? I think it's clearly says it's suspended. No, I think
Let's see.
I think adjudications are suspended.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's
Keep
see.
looking at it. We got more. I just have another follow up. Oh geez. Ruben asked driver's another driver's license. This is like the DMV. I have an I-45 pending on Venezuelan. Is it enough to obtain a licensed driver in Ohio? I think it really matters, Ruben. What was your legal status before that I-45 pending? If you did have legal status, generally, I'll just tell you my example of state of Florida. They're generally going to give that to you as long as you weren't out of status. If they feel you're out of status, even if you have the I-45, especially recently, I've seen a ton of driver's licenses. I'm telling you, in the last 2 days alone, I think I've had 5 emails from clients telling me the driver's license were canceled because they said that they didn't have legal status prior to the current application. Take a good look at the DMV in Ohio, what they require from immigrants.
So here's how it reads. You tell me how you read it.
I'm sorry, what are we reading?
So
The
they're
suspension.
placing a hold on pending benefit requests for aliens from those countries, pending a comprehensive review, regardless of their entry date. And that re-review includes, it's to fully assess all national security and public safety threats along with other related grounds of inadmissibility or ineligibility. An individualized case-by-case review and assessment will be done of all relevant information and facts. That makes me think that like,
But
they might do it case by case, that they won't full out pause.
But the first sentence sounded like it was on hold.
Place a hold on pending benefit requests, pending a comprehensive review, regardless of entry date.
So you think they're going to do a comprehensive review
upon every person
in a month?
No. This person was lucky,
Like,
right? She was
I think
lucky.
so. Yeah. I'm just telling you, or they just thought, oh, the spouse is whatever, Colombian. And
No, both of them are Venezuelan.
And they both got their EADs?
No, you know how it is. The EB1 principal is taking longer than the EB1 spouse, which is crazy.
It is weird. Yeah, it's a one-off. I don't know. I would say almost, I'm sure 100% of my cases, Venezuelans are currently on pause. So let's keep going.
Arturo Rincon, how fast can I actually start working if I use the O-1 bridge today? What is he referring to, Gil?
He's referring to our infograph that said O-1 bridge. We're going to talk about that topic today. So listen, how long will it take for him to do an O-1, get it approved and start working?
Okay. With premium processing, including the attorney's time, let's say about 90 days. And with premium processing being 15 days and then adding some time for the attorney's preparation. And then regular processing, you're looking at something like 8 to 10 months.
Yeah. So 3 to 4 months is probably the fastest.
Yeah. The fastest you could get it approved is like 3 months.
Listen, it depends your type of career.
Right.
Yeah. I'll just give you an example. We'll work with actors that they need to be immediately, but the issue is I need to get union letters and they're going to take a little bit of time to get the union letters. So the fastest I could probably do it is 30, 45 days. If they're Canadian, a little bit better because they don't have to go to visa issuance. Okay. But if you're in a different type of category, that will require less time. Yeah. I mean, we'll do a visa application in a week if we need to. Like that's not preferable, by the way. You want to have more time always, but yeah, I'm gonna spruce it up a little bit. Should we start over?
No.
Let's start over.
Yeah. Okay. Hello and welcome.
We're awake.
We got to dial up this energy. Do you want some coffee out of the magical coffee cup?
I can't do coffee after
that continues to replenish itself.
I know.
On the Spanish show, they make fun of me because I'm always drinking out of this cup, and they're like, "That must be auto replenishing coffee."
Taking micro sips. I'm sorry, I'm a little lost on the list.
Let me toss one up.
Give me one. I see people getting EB1A approvals in weeks. Is it really that much faster than everything else? Yes. Although, let me tell you, getting married is pretty fast right now.
That is true.
Really fast.
Like a month and a half to 2 months.
Interviews being issued, approved, green cards being approved. Like I've never seen anything like it ever on family cases. I would tell everybody, listen, a marriage case, about 1.5 years, sometimes 2 years before you get the interview. So I have a theory, and it's not because there's less applicants, which there is, but there's also less staffing. Okay. So that we also know that. So I think my theory is since they're so concerned about vetting people, They want to make sure that marriage-based green cards are subject to conditional residency and do not receive the full 10-year from day one. I think they want to push conditional residencies, so forcing you to go through further vetting in the future. So I think that's why they're issuing that initial one so quickly. Just my opinion.
By the way, I started starring it to make it easier. All right. Juan Valdez Coffee. I missed the H-1B. First of all, Juan Valdez Coffee, please drop off Pan de Bono at the office. Thank you. I missed the H-1B lottery again. Is there an emergency backup for 2026 or am I stuck? Juan.
You didn't miss it, buddy.
You didn't miss it, sweetheart. Have you not been paying attention? March 4th to March 19th is when we have to apply. You need to write to us this week, and then we will figure out your H-1B lottery. You got time.
A lot of
and
time.
then, by the way, the start date would be 1st of October.
A Spanish question that I will try to translate. I have a O-1 visa that needs to renew January 1st, 27. Should I start already collecting all the information for the renewal? Should I do premium processing? This is the reality. I have now seen multiple cases over 1 year, Louis, for O-1 extensions without premium. I prefer extensions to plan for premium nowadays. I rather you start at least 6 months before that expiration date, file premium processing. I just feel that even if I would file that extension today, it's possible, given the standard time posted by USCIS for normal processing is 9.5 months currently across both service centers, Vermont and California. I'm just of the opinion that you almost have to do premium processing, especially for extensions right now, unless you're working with the same employer and it is an employer-based petition. If it is, then upon filing for that extension, you are eligible for 8 months or 240 days of additional employment, even if the O-1 is not approved yet. That is exclusively if it is employer-based and you are going to continue working with the same employer.
I will also say you can pay premium in the future.
Oh, great.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So like you can file a case, let's say you start working with us, we file a case in March and you're like, you know what, I might get a response in time. And then come November, you don't have a response. You could pay premium at that time.
It's good because you don't have to fork over all the money. Initially, it's actually a very good strategy. It's actually a strategy we use on EB1s all the time as well, you know.
Let me see. Emma Morticia, can I just buy my way into a visa with a startup or is that a myth? Technically, yes. So that is what the EB5 is for, right? The EB5 is a residency petition where you're essentially buying your permanent residency. And this one is essentially an exceptional option for individuals who have very high backlogs on the visa bulletin. So a lot of Chinese nationals, a lot of Indian nationals do EB5 because there are very few applicants, so they're not subject to the backlogs on the visa bulletin. But I digress. The way to sort of buy your way in is you're going to go ahead and do an EB5 petition where you're investing $1,150,000. And you're investing $1,050,000 into an area that you're going to go ahead and generate 10 employees. And typically this is done through a regional center. So let's say, I always give this example. Let's say there's a hotel project and the hotel project is going to need $150 million in order to get up off the ground. The hotel project becomes a regional center and they basically sell off to 150 investors. And each of those investors is going to invest about $1 million, a little more than $1 million. Because a hotel can generate more than 10 employees per those 150. So 10 times 150, 1,500?
I'm sorry, what?
1,500 employees, a hotel will be able to do that. Then that qualifies for an EB5. An EB5, the only catch is that you are purchasing your residency by paying $1 million. You're generating work, but it is currently taking about 3.5 years. So you have to be prepared for that. You cannot, just the filing of an EB5 doesn't allow you to remain in the United States. You'd have to file something parallel in order to remain in the United States during that process.
How about the gold card?
Oh my gosh. My favorite, oh my God, did you see that news blip that it was like, they gave Nicki Minaj the gold card?
But isn't she American?
Wait, no. So we're trying to figure it out.
Is she Canadian or something?
Apparently she entered iwi, Trinidad and Tobago at 5 years old. So we don't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right. But wait, the best part was Trump administration came out and they were like, no, that was just a prototype. We didn't give it to her.
Oh, that was just like a what? Like a sample or something? That's
and
awesome.
She was like, no, I got my gold card.
Damn. Okay, cool.
I kept up with the pop culture on that one. I have to send it to you. It's hilarious. But we could, if you want, let's talk about Trump gold card in that you still have to do EB1 and EB2, so it's kind of pointless.
And let's also state the fact that I have no idea what they're going to do. There's a form. I've read it. What do you do? Like, send them money? Like, I don't know. They're like, here, Zelle the money over here. Like, I just don't know. Like, that whole thing is just like esoteric right now, right? Like, if there's not enough policy on it. I don't know what the process is going to be. Yes, there's a form, and I wonder if anybody's filing that form yet. I don't know. I guess they'll tell you how to make the initial payment. Actually, no, the payment, how much? The payment wasn't the million. I think they've charged you for the form too, and then you have to invest.
Correct.
Okay.
But I think the bigger part about it was, and this is where I fall and I laugh, you still have to qualify for EB1 and EB2. So why are you paying the extra?
Okay, so that's the point of clarification we need.
Right.
Because it reads as if they're using the visa numbers of EB1 and EB2 category, but they're not explicitly saying you need to qualify for the criteria of those green cards.
Right.
You know, it's just, you know.
It's like there's no information yet.
Yeah, guys, what can I tell you? DJ Tons. Come on,
Wait,
DJ Tons.
I know DJ Tons.
Of course, Alejandro. What's up, buddy? Client, Beltran Brito. I have a question from my uncle who's entered the U.S. 7 days before his visa expire. It's fine, by the way. Remember, visa is just to enter the U.S. Once you hear all that's going to go ahead and kind of measure that stay, it's going to be your I-94. That's all that matters is the I-94. So your question is specifically, hey, he wants to travel within the United States. You know, he's going to leave before February 26th. As long as he leaves by February 26th, he has absolutely no issues. He could fly domestically within the U.S. He's not going to have any problems. Make sure, please, that he travels, Alejandro, with the I-94 as well. It is recommended.
Yikes. There's a question there I don't want to answer. I'm going to put it there and start just in case you want to, but I don't want to.
Oof. Now I really want to.
Okay, study. Can a company I fully own sponsor me for the H-1B? Yes. So the self-sponsor H-1B program did open last year. Instead of approving the H-1B for a period of 3 years, they now approve it for entrepreneurs or owners of their own businesses self-petition for actually 18 months. There's a lot of specifications and a lot of loopholes that we have to go through in order to do the self-petition. It is slightly different, but yes, there's a way to do it. I popped some more in stars and started.
Cool. Elias. Greetings. They changed my name in the USCIS portal. Elias, I got to tell you, they change my name all the time. Sometimes they call me Gil with double L. Sometimes they call me Hill with an H. Sometimes they take out Jill. I've had Jill with a J. Mm-hmm. I've also had double T on the Brito. I'm not double T. Missing the I on the Brito. Brito. Whatever the hell that is. So yeah, happens all the time. Really, really important to do a service request through the portal. I suggest you do a service request. Say there is a clerical error on one of the on whatever, not the portal, on the letter. Okay, so I would reference the notice of action receipt on there that there is currently an issue, and also the EAD if you want to fix the EAD. And on the I-765, you definitely spelled it correctly. You have the ability to send in and request a new card for the EAD given USCIS error, and you should not be required to pay a filing fee for that, okay? I would contact them first to see what they're willing to do before you're giving out your employment authorization, because I'd rather have an employment authorization missing one letter than have no employment authorization at all. So just also, is it an important letter? Is it like in the
first letter?
Is it in the middle name? No, I'm saying, is it in the middle name or the second last name? I would just be like, whatever, dude. But the problem is then the Social Security is going to have that name too. And then your driver's license has to have that name as well. So that's a mess. That's just a slippery slope. So I suggest trying to get it fixed before you move on to all those other things. Okay.
DJ Tons says he loves you.
Oh, thank you, DJ Tons.
Always accurate with my questions and cases. Alrighty, let's see. Blanca Colmenares. I have a question. You are not approving the O-1 Vs for dual nationality. We don't approve anything because if we had to approve, we would. What's happening is they're paused. the adjudication are paused for Venezuelans, even if you are doing a national.
Yes.
So it's what we were saying earlier. I kind of read it as they could still give a decision, but they are permitted to take longer. But it can also be absolutely read that they're just not giving decisions right now. But remember, still, if you file it, you're still within a lawful presence as long as you had NIV status the day you filed.
She's not in the U.S.
Oh,
I think that's a problem.
Okay. Do you know Blanca?
Of course.
She's your makeup artist?
Of course. Hi, Blanca. Okay. So thank you, Amos.
Thanks, Amos.
You're the best. I love you all. Thank you. We love you too.
Energy. I'm gonna make you do jumping jacks before we start this show.
Sorry, guys.
Or take Toraboom.
I'm still a little. We'll get into that. I'm gonna start promoting that soon. I'm still a little congested from last week. You know, and
yeah,
then
I know.
The cold weather doesn't help, and then I feel great. The problem is my congestion stays in my head and my sinuses, and it's just difficult for me to breathe.
You're on the edge of getting me sick.
Yeah,
like on the edge, just right there, chugging vitamin C.
Happens. TN visa. Can I be a streamer or delivery in my free time, or they then can cancel my visa if I get enough followers to change to an O-1? That's
the question I wanted to avoid.
So look, Ricardo, Stephanie doesn't like answering these types of questions. I don't mind. Are you in violation of your TN? Probably. Okay. You are. Do you travel frequently? Could you do some work outside of the US while you're traveling on that TN? That might be a way that we could document a potential O-1. I've done it like that in the past. Not utilizing anything that I consider to be illegal work, obviously. That yes, you're in violation. That is true. Can they cancel your visa if they find out? Absolutely, they can. Be careful entering the US with that visa and they jump on your social media and they see that you're now a content creator and that you're or whatever, you're on OnlyFans.
Miami is the OnlyFans capital of the world. There's
a lot of OnlyFans. Hey, a lot of OnlyFans models in Miami.
Hey, whatever.
They also
do your OnlyFans on the side, baby.
Sometimes they also
some money.
Sometimes they also kill their boyfriends in Brickell apartment buildings.
Great case.
Yeah. Yeah. Is she guilty? What happened to her? She's in jail or she's out on bail? I don't know.
I'm sending you a G-shot.
She beat up the guy in the elevator or something. I remember watching that. Oh, of course you did. Of course you did. So
okay.
I'm sorry. So what happened?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
OnlyFans. Well, we're gonna really OnlyFans model boyfriend murder Miami.
Ooh.
Trial.
When's it set? Come on.
Trial of OnlyFans murder to death pushed back.
They pushed it back.
They pushed back the trial date. Or no, excuse me. It happened. She was denied bond. Excuse me. The trial fully hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Trial date is for April of this year.
Ironically, that the OnlyFans model was pushed back.
New date, judge, new trial date is April 2026. That's gonna be fun. We'll report. I know this is unrelated to immigration.
Our media team is telling us if they shut down OnlyFans, Brickell's screwed.
Honestly, it's amazing because now the apartments are going to be available. We could actually go rent properly there. The pricing is absurd.
Sorry, guys. Let's keep going.
I've got a question here.
Go for it.
Che Rincon. Hi, quick question. Is it true that if I apply for an E2 from within the United States, it's more likely that they require a lower investment amount to be demonstrated? That hasn't been my experience. What has been your experience?
100% my experience.
Yeah? 100% is a crazy statistic to go in contrary to me
100%
when I said that was not my experience.
My experience is at the consulate, you better bring the cash and back the truck up. With USCIS, they're looking at the business and make sure you didn't work illegal, that you have an employee on there doing the work. I would say, they have two different points of views.
Mm-hmm.
The consulate is looking at the complete thing.
Correct.
And I think the consulate also probably has a better grasp of what's considered a substantial investment.
Agree.
Okay. Versus USCIS. So we've seen I've done and approved multiple E2s within the US of $40,000, $50,000. I would not dare, going by Che Rincon. He's Argentine. So I would not dare
I
go.
had an Argentine one, 57,000.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not that bold to do so little money at the consulate right now, I would say.
That's fair. That was 5 years ago.
Right now, I probably wouldn't do it. I generally at the consulate, I mean, it depends the type of business. That's really important. But I generally like to see close to 100K at least. That's kind of just like an internal number that I have in my head. I just think it's a 6-figure number is good. It could be a little bit less. As long as it's a legitimate business and it's going to employ people or is already employing people, listen, I'm willing to take a hit. I heard someone there, I believe it was Honduras, 38,000 approved.
No.
Yeah.
At the consulate?
Yeah, I was blown away.
That's crazy.
I was blown away by that one. 38,000 at the I think it's Honduras. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Honduras is. I think it's
at
Honduras.
The consulate. That's a rough sell at the consulate.
38,000 because maybe $38,000 is a ton of money in Honduras. That's why the consular officer. So I think if you go with like $90,000 to Paris, they might think it's too little, So anyways.
That's an excellent point.
So
I changed my response.
I forgot the question, but Che Rincon.
It was, what is your experience that it's less, the investment is less in the US as change of status than via the consulate?
Is the restaurant downstairs? This is what I like. Okay. I've been talking, listen, I'm telling you, I've been talking to Stephanie. I want to do a segment of the show that is ask me any question you want, not immigration related.
Yeah, he's been dying.
I've been dying to do that. Tropi Abogado, is the restaurant downstairs any good? I think it's called Fleming's. I actually love Fleming's.
Who are you?
I love
that this guy's like, I know where you live.
Do you like the restaurant downstairs? I actually love Fleming's. I eat there all the time. It's very good. Yes, I like it.
But the lamb chops at Ruth's Chris, superior.
Oof.
Sorry.
Let me tell you.
Sorry, I gotta say it.
Ruth Chris steak with double butter.
You're the steak guy. I'm a lamb girl.
Ruth Chris steak with double butter is incredible. Let's talk a little bit. Oh no.
Look, hold on. Pongan a este descarado en la pantalla.
Who? Descarado.
Have you tried arepas?
What do you mean?
We're in Miami.
Have I had an arepa?
And
yeah, bro.
Most of the office is Venezuelan.
I think he's mentioning like, is like arepas like a restaurant or something?
Have you? No, he's just, have you tried an arepa?
Yeah, man.
This man is being offensive to us.
To you.
Ruben, por favor.
I'm not Venezuelan.
I even have the technique down.
That means a lot of things in a lot of different places. We'll be careful.
All right. We got one more question, then let's do the perm.
Cool.
Go.
Hi, Gil and Stephanie. I'm applying for an O-1 visa. Can I keep studying while on the O-1 visa right now? Yes, you can. Can I keep studying? Yes. Just because you have an O-1 pending does not mean that you actually, I prefer that you keep studying on that F1 until the O-1's approved. When the O-1's approved, technically, if you did a change of status, you now have a change of status. You're no longer a student. Technically, you're not able to study full-time study. So you need to inform the college or university immediately upon the approval of the O-1. But yes, you can study on that F1 until the approval, and I do suggest that you continue to do so. We are now, that's Juan. Hey, Juan. We are now jumping in to what I like to call
what?
Dual track strategy.
Wow.
O-1 visa to perm. I like that picture of me when you say dual track strategy. It's like I'm selling like the ponies, like the dog track. Like I'm selling you.
You look like you're selling a timeshare in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, listen, you come over here, you invest 100,000, right? you get, because that's like salesman in my head. My salesman in my head is like a New Yorker. So let's talk a little bit about what we mean by O-1 bridge and perm anchor. Well, we've talked a ton about O-1 visas here. You guys could watch a lot of content that we created on O-1 visas. So feel free to take a look at that. We like O-1 always as a bridge.
Yes.
That isn't the anchor. It's the bridge. It's how you get here. It's how you start working. I had a great consultation today. Let me tell you guys, that guy is in EB1. I'm the master of tattoos. Okay. I'm the master of tattoo.
I am the master of tattoos.
I'm the master of tattoo artists. Okay. I'll tell you, you're the mistress. I'm the master.
That's not what
you're
the
mistress.
To say.
Okay. of the tattoo artist. So now,
That
no.
makes it seem like I don't know what I'm doing at all.
So, sorry. So the guy has a beautiful EB1. I'm talking all the tattoo. Look, 26.
How many tattoos you done seen in your life?
26.
I've seen a lot of tattoos.
26 years as a tattoo artist.
Oh yeah, dude. EB1.
So many conventions that he got tired of like competing at the conventions.
Love.
So he probably has about 8 or 10 awards, but at
Beautiful.
least 2 in the last 2 years.
Beautiful.
Judging 4 times.
EB1, papi, let's go.
But this is what I tell you. So this is what I said. I said, I like the EB1 definitely. I know it's an EB1, but we're trying to get him out of the F1 and to start working.
Of course.
And he currently has a studio that is willing to hire him immediately. He already has the case. Like it's a great. So I'm like, it's very situation dependent. Right. So normally I would be like, oh no, forget about it. He's like, yo, I have time, but I really need to start working and want to start studying, whatever. So I'm just of the opinion that I go to O-1. O-1 is my bridge. Now, Steph, what could be an anchor?
O-1 short term and EB1 long term.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful one.
For him.
What can be an anchor? The one that's your long-term goal. How am I actually going to take root and remain in the United States as a permanent resident? Today, we're going to talk about PERM Labor Certification, right? PERM Labor Certification, which can be in category EB2 or EB3, depending on your degree and your years of experience. That is going to be a way in order to obtain permanent residency in the United States. We call it the anchor because that will lead to that permanent ability, but because it takes longer, that's why you need the bridge, right? And the labor certification process is where a company is formally petitioning you. That is the main crux of the PERM labor certification.
Requires
petition.
a job offer.
Correct.
And a company
is employing you.
Employing you in the future does not have to be employing you currently. Correct. They must employ you upon approval of the green card. Labor certification is a great route. I do say this like frequently that there's very little green cards that have a higher success rate other than PERMs. Probably the issue of the PERM is never the ultimate success. The issue of the PERM is the time frame. Okay, it is a longer time frame. It's a few years with the Department of Labor. Mm-hmm. Okay, then it's going to be about 1.5 years with the USCIS. It might even be a little bit more. If you're outside of the US, you have to go through the process through the consulate. So PERM is about time. So why do I want that O-1? I want that O-1 because I could live, work, be here in the US, hopefully working for your PERM employer, potentially.
But not necessarily.
But not necessarily. A lot of O-1s, by the way, we jump to EB1s, like Stephanie said. We also jump to EB2 and IWs. But if, we're just focusing today on the actual PERM process. But if you have a PERM employer and a company willing to do it, the 2 main things we need to figure out always is going to be more or less, do you qualify for the position that is being required? And number 2, do they have sufficient financials? Do they have enough net income? So this is a problem. I'll tell you a problem that I encounter frequently, Stephanie, in our office. It's been 3 years. Finally, we're filing the I-140, and I asked the company for the tax returns. 2.5 years ago, the company's financials were wonderful when we reviewed it. Right now, let's just say they're not fantastic. And they cannot show that they could cover the salary proffered by the Department of Labor, stating that that's the minimum salary that must be paid. In that case, we have a couple different strategies we use. One might be an assets argument. If you could do the proper IRS assets formula and you're covering the salary, that's okay. If you're not able to do that, we have another strategy that we try to demonstrate with monthly income during the last year and expenses, and showing that there is that overage of money on a monthly basis, enough to pay the foreign national employee in the future. That gets hit or miss. That one's not always guaranteed that win. So it's important picking that future employer. I know, beggars can't be choosers. I know that, but be careful jumping in a PERM that really, listen, the company's not doing too well financially. It's probably a mistake. And maybe keep searching for better employment in the future. That's probably what I would do.
What else do we want to talk about on PERM?
It's the anchor.
PERM is the anchor and the anchor.
So,
okay, one key point when we're talking about just the dual track timeline, okay? Because the O-1 is a dual intent visa, it does not matter the order in which you do this. You can begin a PERM and then do an O-1. you can have an O-1 and then commence a PERM. These two are, they travel on two separate tracks and they do not affect one or the other. Now, the PERM, as Gil discussed, you do not have to be working with the employer until the petition is approved and the green card is issued. Once the green card is issued, I do want you working for the company for a minimum of, I would say, 3 to 4 months. Gil even says 6 months, but it's a measure of good faith. It's, look, I did this process with this company. The green card was approved. I worked with the company and then I went off on my own. But it's a measure of good faith that you actually did end up working
I think that that's key. It's just that, like, let's not mess it up at the end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was the point of the whole process.
Right.
I understand that employers have a right to let you go.
Right.
That may happen to you. And that's perfectly fine if it does. And if it's an actual thing that they're letting people go and unfortunately your position falls, that's understandable. But if you're controlling it and you could continue working there, but you choose not to, and you work there a very short period of time, just be aware that that may affect you when you apply for U.S. citizenship and you put that place of employment. If you're not able to demonstrate potentially a W-2 or pay stubs from that company, I would be very hesitant to go ahead and apply for citizenship because that may come up, especially nowadays. So it's important. Look, the whole point of that process to have integrity in the system. So continue having integrity in the system throughout the entire process, period. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's the bridge and the anchor.
That was it? That's all you wanted to say about that?
The bridge.
Okay, we could say some more. PERM labor certifications should ideally not be petitioned by companies that have ownership of a family member, even if it's blood or it's marriage. Ideally, I do not want the PERM sponsoring company to be a family member of the beneficiary.
I do it all the time.
I'm much more conservative in that sense. I do not. I refuse.
As long as it's real. As long as it's a real job offer.
Hard.
But
you're gonna get an audit.
They asked the truth, man.
They asked the truth.
I had a doctor and it's the uncle's clinic looking for a doctor.
I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying if you want to do it, go to
I'm just saying, by the way, I don't do it with everybody. I'll tell you, it has to be legit. It has to be legit. It's not just like your uncle doing you a favor. No, dude. Let's not do that.
The experience or the education needs to be tied to what the company does. So if the company is an engineering firm, don't apply if your experience is in, I don't know, food sciences, right? So there needs to be a correlation between your experience and your education and what the company actually does for a living. Why do I always connect it to food? Always.
Because you're hungry.
Yeah, it's always true.
Let's go to Amalia. I couldn't renew my Ohio driver's license because my I-45, based on an approved I-730, basically following to join a PERM, an asylum case, is pending. The only issue, issued a license until March 4th, date on which my I-7 turns 1 year after issuing. Unfortunately, that all has to do with Amalia DMV laws over there and what's required and what's allowed. They should have renewed it with that I-45 because you're not a typical case pending type of person, because the I-45 is pending, but the I-730 is approved. That means she's an asylee, Stephanie, meaning that also you're eligible automatically for an EAD, and that EAD should be approved. So if they don't do it with the I-45, all I could tell you, maybe you want to apply for an employment authorization or attempt it with your employment authorization. Sorry, Amalia. Not great. I know. You already answered, Amos.
We did.
Go for it again.
Can someone start a PERM residency while you're already here on an O-1? Yes. So they are on 2 separate tracks, and you can apply it for one before or one after. It doesn't matter the order in which you do it.
You want to go to Emma to knock her out?
She was answering.
Oh.
She was answering Amalia's question for you.
Oh my God. Yeah. Emma. Thank you. Hey,
Emma's
a moderator. Thank you, Emma.
Emma's learning with us, and she's getting all the tips and tricks.
Damn, dude, look at her. She's like, yo, hey, did you do the EAD? Bro, if you didn't do the EAD, you ain't got it, man.
Straight up told her.
All right. I like it. Steph.
That is the English show, episode 14. See you next week, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. And for the Spanish show, noon on Thursdays.
Take care.